TBC, what's the deal? Well, what I will say is Sergey Kovalev fought a more methodical fight this fight against Jean Pascal. The fight went exactly how I thought it would go. Um, Jean Pascal, man, it's either one or two things that or it may be both, The way Pascal was reacting to the punches, man, it was kind of scary, so I don't really know if he's been in too many wars, if he should hang it up. I don't know if it was just Kovalev can punch this hard, but the way he reacted to even when they were, when guys are in a clinch and a fighter has one hand free and he's trying to just bang away with that, one shot, the one hand either to the ribs or may hit you in the side of the head or something. Even when Kovalev was landing those shots, and those are usually shots that don't really hurt guys. I mean, Pascal's eyes were, squinting, and he was bug-eyed trying to get his vision back. And I understand when you get hit with shots, sometimes your eyes can cross, you can blink or whatever, but it seemed like every shot he was blinking and trying to refocus to every single shot. Where there was a shot where Kovalev put full extension on it, where there was a inside clinch, little short chopping shot, where there was a jab. It didn't matter what it was. So it's not just Pascal, man. It's just the way all these guys are reacting. Even when Bernard started to get hit, and Bernard Hopkins, one of the all-time great fighters with all-time great chin. Caparello, the way he was, reacting to punches. Muhammadi, all these guys I'm seeing them fight cleverly. Whenever they get hit by this dude, man, they're just not reacting. It's just the way they react to the punches. But Kovalev, man, he's gonna be a handful of light heavyweight. I know a lot of guys think he's never gonna lose. He's gonna knock everybody out, and that's usually what a lot of fans think when a guy's on a tear and he's knocking guys out left and right. So I can understand why, although he did go the distance, Bernard took him the distance, but man, his power is something else. Now, I believe Andre Ward has what it takes to negate the power, but it's just what happens when he gets hit, and not even flush. That's what I'm saying. These shots aren't flush shots. Like, I know Andre Ward has very good defense and he's going to get hit in a fight, but even the shots he gets hit with, man, even if they're jabs, just the way these other guys are reacting to his punches, man, I don't know. It's wow, but I wouldn't say he's going to just completely dominate light heavyweight for years to come. There are some up and coming guys that I've seen. What's the kid's name? Shabrasky. I seen some kid named Shabrasky. He fought who did he fight on Showtime? Garrett Wilson. And Garrett Wilson is a heavyweight who I've seen fight Zarglaskov and Keith Tapia. So, and that was a pretty good fight. So I like the Shabrasky kid. Andre Ward moving up to light heavy is a good thing. I'm a casual fan of light heavyweight division, so I don't know everybody. BETERBEIEV, I know he's beat Pascal, or not Pascal, but he's beaten Kovalev twice in the amateurs. I believe he possibly stopped him one time. I remember somebody on here telling me that he beat him twice in the amateurs. But that amateur stuff, we know how that goes, man. We just seen Anthony Joshua take care of Dillian White, and Dillian White beat him in the amateurs. Henry Tillman beat Tyson twice in the amateurs, and he got knocked out in the pros. So sometimes, guys can beat you in the amateurs and beat you in the pros, and sometimes it's vice versa, So I don't know, man. This power just seems off the charts, He kind of, his punching, he was getting off balance a little bit in the Pascal fight when he was just winging right hands, but he was just setting them up, using his jab, landing good shots. He cornered Pascal, and people were saying that he took Pascal some rounds. It did look like he backed off just to get just to reorganize himself, and then to get the he was trying to attack. He was just systematically breaking them down in a methodical way. He didn't want to get off balance, and because once you get off balance and you start trying to wing shots, that's when Pascal can have his chance to land one of his big hooks. And I didn't think he wanted to engage in that. I didn't see that jab to the stomach that Pascal was able to do in that first fight when he was backing Kovalev up. He was using a jab to the stomach, going to the body, but he didn't want to get hit, man. And, the way he was turning his body in his second fight when he was bending down like that, he was turning away from the punches, man. That's just real about it. Pascal isn't a guy that's going to just sit there and turn his body like that and try to lay low like that. And then, he's coming forward, fighting aggressive. He's trying to at least slip some shots here and there. this just didn't look like the same Pascal. I just didn't think he wanted to get hit. I mean, nobody wants to get hit, obviously, but he didn't seem willing to even catch and shoot. You know, I don't know, man. The way these guys are reacting to this punching power is just, I mean, he's making guys just their whole approach changes. You know what I mean? Andre Ward's a tough dude. You know, Ward's going to have to take it to the inside, and he's going to have his head under Kovalev's chin. He's going to have to control that inside game, because standing at a distance, I don't give a damn how good your technique is unless you're just, and Andre Ward does have very good reflexes, but they're not the reflexes of a Roy Jones Jr. or a Floyd Mayweather. They're not that all-time great reflexes, in my opinion, but he does have great timing, and he does have good reflexes, but not the Roy Jones, Pernell Whitaker, Mayweather, Ali in his prime. I just don't see those type of reflexes. That's just my opinion, though. But he does have very good defense, very good reflexes, a good jab. He uses his feet very well. He could circle the ring. You know, Ward's the total package, in my opinion, as far as skill, as far as being able to move, use a good technique, good combinations, good timing with his jab. He's not a huge power puncher, but he will get your respect. You know, you're not just going to run him over. Kovalev, though, man, I don't know. You know, he's not your typical, you know, upright type of fighter. I mean, the guy is very flexible. I know I've seen him doing some cross training. He's a very flexible guy. Does very unorthodox training methods and stretching and all this type of stuff. So the power is real, man. The power is real. Like I said, I thought maybe on the inside Ward can take care of business, but it's just the way these other guys, now Ward's a different beast in, you know, in himself. So, but it's just the way these guys are reacting to these punches, man. They're just, I don't know, the way Pascal, his eyes were bugging out after every single shot. I mean, I replayed the fight. I watched the fight twice, and I'm just like, man, he's just reacting to everything. Like his eyes is always watering and blinking and shit. I don't know, but Kovalev looks like the real deal. I'm going to keep, you know, people asking me who's going to win this fight between Ward and Kovalev. I would have more of a better answer after I see Ward in there with a full-fledged 175-pound guy. The fight coming up with Barrera. So maybe I'll know more after that. But if you're asking me to pick right now, I'm going to go with Kovalev, man. It's not because I think Ward's some chump, because he's far from that. He's one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. But this power, man, and I'm not really a guy that just gets gung-ho on power, but it's just the way he sets up his shot. You know, this isn't your typical, you know, come forward brawler with no deep, you know, not moving his head at all, just winging shots. This is a guy that's setting them up, using a jab, athletic, seems tough as hell. You know, some of you guys, you know, you don't have to like him personally, man, but your personal feelings have nothing to do when he start laying them down right hands, man. And from what I've seen, you know, like I said, I'm a casual fan of the light heavyweight division, but from what I see, I would like to see him in there with BETERBEIEV. And, you know, BETERBEIEV, I believe he had to slim down and get down to 175 coming out the amateurs. But from what I've heard, he handled Kovalev in the amateurs. You know, I didn't get to see the fights. I need to look him up, see if I can watch him. But I like to see him, and I like to see the Shimbrasky kid that I've seen. But Kovalev, he fought a way better fight in his second fight against Pascal than he did in the first one. A lot of power, man. A lot of power. YTBC, I'm out.